Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. Can I just tell you how super proud I am of all of you? I was looking at our work completed on Monday, and just about everyone, 17 out of 18 of us, completed our reading comprehension on Monday, and you all did a very nice job doing so. So kudos, great job, boys and girls. I am so super proud of you. As I was going over Monday's work, though, there were a few things I wanted to go over with you. So one of the things was your stop and jot form. So let me pull it up here. Your stop and jot form looks like this, of course. And as you can see, I filled out my name, Mrs. Smith. My book title is The One and Only Ivan. I put 4/14/2020. I'm using Tuesday as an example, and I'm actually going to read to you pages 15 through 19, and then I'm going to show you what your response down here should look like. A lot of you are only writing one-word responses, and it needs to be at least 3 to 5 sentences. So I'm going to read to you from The One and Only Ivan, page 15 through 19. Here I go. So this chapter is titled Artist. Here in my domain, I do not have much to do. You can only throw so many meatballs at humans before you get bored. A meatball is made by rolling up dung until it's the size of a small apple, then letting it dry. I always keep a few on hand. For some reason, my visitors never seem to carry any. In my domain, I have a tire swing, a baseball, a tiny plastic pool filled with dirty water, and even an old TV. I have a stuffed toy gorilla too. Julia, the daughter of the wary man who cleans them all each night, gave it to me. The gorilla has empty eyes and floppy limbs, but I sleep with it every night. I call it Not Tag. Tag was my twin sister's name. Julia is 10 years old. She has hair like black glass and a wide half-moon smile. She and I have a lot in common. We are both great apes, and we are both artists. It was Julia who gave me my first crayon, a stubby blue one, slipped through the broken spot in my glass along with a folded piece of paper. I knew what to do with it. I'd watched Julia draw. When I dragged the crayon across the paper, I left a trail in its wake like a slithering blue snake. Julia's drawings are wild with color and movement. She draws things that aren't real, clouds that smile and cars that swim. She draws until her crayons break and her paper rips. Her pictures are like pieces of a dream. I can't draw dreamy pictures. I never remember my dreams, although I sometimes awaken with my fists clenched and my heart hammering. My drawings seem pale and timid next to Julia's. She draws the ideas in her head. I draw the things in my cage. Simple items that fill my days: an apple core, a banana, a candy wrapper. I often eat my subjects before I draw them. But even though I draw the same things over and over again, I never get bored with my art. When I'm drawing, that's all I think about. I don't think about where I am, about yesterday or tomorrow. I just move my crayons across the paper. Humans don't always seem to recognize what I've drawn. They squint, cock their heads, murmur. I'll draw a banana, a perfectly lovely banana, and they'll say, "It's a yellow airplane," or "It's a duck without wings." That's all right. I'm not drawing for them. I'm drawing for me. Max soon realized that people will pay for a picture made by a gorilla, even if they don't know what it is. Now I draw every day. My work sells for $20 a piece, $25 with a frame, at the gift shop near my domain. If I get tired and need a break, I eat my crayons. I think I've always been an artist, even as a baby. Still clinging to my mother, I had an artist eye. I saw shapes in the clouds and sculptures in the tumbled stones at the bottom of a stream. I grabbed at colors, the crimson flower just out of reach, the ebony bird streaking past. I don't remember much about my early life, but I do remember this. Whenever I got the chance, I would dip my fingers into cool mud and use my mother's back for a canvas. She was a patient soul, my mother. Okay, so now that I've read you just a few pages, and you would read for 20 minutes, of course, we're going to talk about what Mrs. Smith just read about. So, here we go. I would say, who are my characters? The characters, remember I'm restating and answering. The characters in The One and Only Ivan was Ivan, Julia, and Ivan's mother. There's one sentence, boys and girls. Then it says, what did the characters do? Ivan was talking about how he is an artist. He was saying he was an artist as early on as when he was a baby with his mother. He talked about how Julia also is an artist, yet her paintings and drawings are more creative. Okay, so those are just a couple of ways that you can respond. So that's what your response should look like. It should be looking like this, okay? It's at least 3 sentences, if not longer. But I don't just write, no, there was no problem solution, or nothing new, okay? You need to give me some detail as what you were reading about. Yesterday, I learned some really cool things from a couple of students. Camden was telling me some really neat things. Corey talked about a girl named Ruby Bridges. Mia had talked about a dog named Bailey who was going to school and ate his homework. So Mrs. Smith likes to learn what you're reading about. I find it really neat and really cool. When you get done, of course, you would just go ahead and you'd hit the submit button on the bottom. Okay, boys and girls? So that's one thing I wanted to go over with you. The other thing I wanted to touch base with you was Zern. So I've pulled up Zern. So I made Stella an account and I'm playing as Stella. Now, I'm telling you to complete a lesson each day, but in order to complete a lesson each day, there's a few things you need to do. So in order for it to show up on Mrs. Smith's end that you're completing a lesson, you have to do the number gym. You have to do the Tower of Power, and then you have to do the math chat. So you have to do, sometimes there's one called, let me look here. There's one called Discovery Canyon. Sometimes there's a wild card. It's like a joke of the day. And then you do the math chat, and that's your lesson, okay? So if you look, mine says for today, completed. And then it wants me to start lesson 2. So lesson 2 is unlocked, but in order to do lesson 2, I have to do the number gym first. So boys and girls, make sure you're completing. It should take you roughly 20 minutes. For me today to do the number gym, the wild card, Discovery Canyon, math chat, and Tower of Power, which shows on my end that I've completed one whole lesson, it took me 15 minutes. Now, I do realize that in lesson 1, they wanted you to have 2 strips of paper, and they said to use your resource packet. I know you don't have a resource packet at home. You don't need to. You can create your own 12-centimeter strips and use it and follow along that way. If you don't have paper or ruler at home, just follow along with a video. It's really easy to follow along with without having the actual strip of paper in front of you. So either way, boys and girls, make sure you're completing your Zern. Also, one other thing, if you go to our classwork page, I wanted you to see where you can get Mrs. Cleary's video. So here's where Mrs. Smith posts our assignments. And if you look, this is Tuesdays. I haven't posted today's yet. But if you scroll down under all those assignments that I've posted, there's one called Mrs. Sergeson, and then there's one called Library. So this one right here, Sora, what is it, was just posted by Mrs. Cleary today, Tuesday. And then this one here was how to get on typing.com. It was posted a while back. And then this one here tells you how to sign into your library resource page. So Mrs. Cleary creates these really cool videos giving you step-by-step directions on how to do that. So make sure you're checking out those as well. Now, Sora, boys and girls, just so you know, a little background is how you can get a book online. You could even probably get the one and only Ivan if you were really interested in that. And last but not least, boys and girls, don't forget today is Essential Worker Wednesday. So make sure you're showing appreciation for those grocery workers. Make sure you're showing appreciation for the mailman. Make sure you're showing appreciation for the bus drivers and the cafeteria workers who delivered lunches. All those friends are essential workers, and we want to show them that we really appreciate what they're doing, and that you can do so by, just simply decorating your sidewalk or your driveway or your front window. Maybe you can write a letter if you know somebody who's one of those friends. So make sure you're getting out and you're doing that today as well. Other than that, boys and girls, I think that's it. I know my video was kind of lengthy today. I hope all is going well, and I will talk to you tomorrow, Thursday, with some more information about doing a Zoom meeting on Friday. Bye, guys.